All right, welcome everybody to Marc-Down Collectibles. So we have a guest in the store today, um, former ECW Tag Team Champion, former ECW Television Champion, Hardcore Hall of Famer, and a storied almost 35-year career. We have Pitbull number one, Gary Wolf.
How you doing,
Hey,
man?
hey,
Very
nice,
glad to be here.
nice to meet you.
Love your store.
Thank
Awesome
you,
store.
thank you. So this is kind of been thrown together last minute. I basically got a phone call like at 11:30 saying, "Hey, you want me to bring Gary Wolf by your store?" So um,
Today you did that.
today, yeah. So I'm like, all right, let me clean some things up. So I wasn't 100% sure what the deal was, but
Well, I really appreciate you having me, though. I know it was last minute. I apologize. We're talking about a guy who's not a real professional.
and it's an
Sorry.
honor to have you in the
Thank you.
store.
A real professional is like Eric Sims.
Okay.
Eric, hello, brother.
So what's going on, Eric?
Even Jimmy, I'll plug Jimmy. Jimmy is another promoter out of Jersey. He's a good guy. And when you get off the plane, money's in your hand.
All right.
I got to say that about you. I'm not a jerk off about that.
So I figured, this is a perfect opportunity where we can open up a little wrestling product. Okay. So that's the 2022 WWE Select. So
2022.
Yeah, hot off the presses, man. Like this past month in August, this came out.
Dude, you got Edge on here. You got Cody Rhodes.
Yep. And he just signed
just
back
signed.
with them in WrestleMania.
This
I
is
mean,
nice.
they got it hot off the presses. I don't know why football there's 8-month delays in manufacturing, but here, I guess they're taking the wrestling seriously. Although they're losing the license back to Fanatics in like a couple of years, but
Okay.
whatever.
Well, they want to get out, make that money. That's what they want.
Get that money quick. That's right.
Yes.
So I am just trying to see if I got comments in here. We got Facebook. So let's start off. I don't want to do like the typical cookie cutter questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
So let's keep it simple. All right. We're gonna call this a take 5. We're gonna do 5 questions.
Okay.
All right. We'll open a few packs up and we'll call it a wrap. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
All right. So my first question is, what was it like training in the late 80s? Because I heard a lot of stories. I actually trained in the late 90s, it was literally 2000.
Okay.
But I heard a lot of stories about what it was like even just 10 years before that. Where did you start training at?
Okay. 1988, we joined the Monster Factory.
Okay.
And that was ran by Larry Sharp.
Yep.
And Charlie Fulton from Ohio. He's an old school wrestler from Ohio.
Okay.
And then
He did a lot of enhancement work, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
And then eventually Larry passed away, and my good friend Danny Cage is now running the Monster Factory, and it's very, very successful. There's so many schools out there, but I do have to say, I think the Monster Factory is next to the Samoans is one of the top schools that has brought out enough talent to make it the WWE,
Absolutely.
WCW, ECW, and Japan.
Yeah.
I got to admit that.
And that's a key thing, too. I
Yes.
mean, you want to have guys who are entertainers, right? And you have guys who are wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean,
and you need both.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, we are entertainers. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'll give you the down low. We're stuntmen. We're entertainers, actors. You have to know a bunch of stuff to be a wrestler. It's not just about wrestling. You have to know psychology. And that takes 7 years to get down.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And Vince, we always say it, you're not ready till I look at you at 7 years, and then I'll look at you. And the way I look at it, he's right, because back in the day, me and my partner were lucky. We got to work the Wild Samoans, and they were the guys that actually, Kevin Sullivan also, were guys that helped us out in the business, like Cowboy Bob Orton. They liked us, and King Curtis, God bless, rest his soul, man. I love him, from Hawaii, and Don Morocco. They loved me and my partner. And like the Wild Samoans would be on an independent show, and they would ask the Wild Samoans, who do you want to work on the show? And, they would say the Pitbulls. So the opponent would call us, and we would go work with them. And they helped us out a lot in the business. So the old school guys taught us a lot. We, always, when they told me, one of the things they said was, Gary, make sure you get a house as soon as you can. You got enough money. I never want to see you, out in the street with no roof over your head, because that shit happens. And
especially back then.
Yeah. So when I was 18, the first thing I was able to do was buy a house. And I bought a house in Philadelphia, South Philly, and nobody could throw me out of my house at that point. And then I was continuously going to the factory, working. And by, like I said, 88, 89, I was working for Vince, doing, work jobs just to learn the business. And then Gorilla Monsoon liked me and my partner. And, Vince said, you're going to South Atlantic Pro Wrestling to work for Paul Jones and George Scott. And that was 6 nights a week.
Oh, wow.
Just to get us ready to go, so.
Well, I think, especially back then, it was a grind.
Dude, those guys,
they had 320 nights a year.
Some more than that.
Sometimes you're doing doubles on weekends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like Ric Flair would do 3. He'd wrestle 3 times in one day sometimes. And one of them was a flight to Japan. That's how insane it was. He'd come back, work another show, jump right back on the plane, and be there the next day to do another show. He didn't care. It's the hustle.
Sometimes you forget what you're doing and you wrestle on the plane.
So I wake up and not know where I'm at. What city am I in now? You know what I mean? I don't know what city I'm in now. So, but that's how it was.
So we're in Manahawkin, New Jersey at 79 North Main Street. So if anybody is down in the Ocean County, South Jersey area, we had a question here. Who were some of the ECW wrestlers you enjoyed working with the most?
I enjoyed working with everybody. Most, I'm gonna say Public Enemy.
He actually, what was it, Rocco Rock?
Yes.
Lived like literally 2 blocks from where I worked. He lived in Middlesex, Borough.
Yes.
And I
Big
remember,
farm, right?
Well, no, not exactly, no.
But he had something with 911. They had this huge farm, and they would do buggy rides and stuff.
Okay.
Like that. Yeah, out there.
He I remember him coming into the supermarket one day with the Public Enemy jacket on. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, I know who this guy is. It's like, so yeah, it was kind of cool. He was nice too. Obviously, somebody coming in and meeting you in real life is sometimes different than their attitude in the ring.
I know Teddy was he's one of the gentlemen of the business. He's very old school. I used to wrestle him when he was the Cheetah Kid.
Okay.
That's how long we go back. I go back with him since I started. I was a kid. And he took Larry Sharp's father's, he bought Larry Sharp's father's business, the ring.
Oh. Yeah.
So, which is cool, because now there's another guy, Chad Mines, a friend of mine, who actually went out and bought a ring. This guy's doing 2-3 shows a weekend.
I think I've sold at a couple of his shows too. Yeah.
Yes, he's a good guy, and he's a great dad, and I like him a lot. Very respectful to him, and it's good. I even told him it's a good idea that because so many guys are working in Jersey now. Not all of them are legit, but there are a lot of companies that are working.
So, and most of them pay you on time.
Yeah, they do.
So as we ask the next few questions, we're going to open up a box here of 22 WWE Select and just kind of get a feel for the product, and leads into our next question. What does it feel like working the independents today versus 30 years ago?
Whew. Well, back in the day when we were doing indies, I'm not going to lie, we would have, on a Saturday, we would all automatically have double shots. We would do 2 shows. We would go to one show, get on first
like a
or
1
second.
and a 7.
Yeah, we would get on first or second, and then we would blast to the next show, maybe an hour and a half away, and then be rolling after mid-intermission or main event, and then we would head home. But I remember one Saturday, I'm not going to lie, we had 3 shots. We had a triple shot. And it was a tough day to make it, but we did a first match, stayed dressed, jumped in the car, went to the next place, got on, I think, right before intermission or right after. It was one or the other. Got that match in, still stayed dressed, jumped in the car, got paid, and we made it to the next show to where we were walking in, and the guys were like, their music just started, and we were ready to bring these guys in. I said, no, we're here. So then we were already dressed. We walked right into the ring and worked, and we got our 3 nights in. That's how crazy and good it was back then.
I mean, obviously, you're even at that point in the career a seasoned pro.
Yeah.
Do you get anxiety though? You're doing a triple and like you get there just as your music comes on.
Yeah, we were under anxiety for that night. That was kind of stressful, but I mean, being a pro and this is what we do, and this is how I make a living, and how I pay my bills. So I had to get there and had to get it done. You know?
I remember because I only had one official match.
Oh, okay.
And right as the guy whose music was cutting in first hits, somebody comes up behind me, one of the pros, because it was like pros and students.
Yes.
And he's just like, you can't use your finisher.
Oh,
his music.
They pulled that. As
his music hits on.
Okay.
Because when I was younger, had the longer hair, I looked kind of like a smaller version of this guy right here, right?
Oh.
And so my finish was the gore, and he was going to use it during his match.
Oh, you can't use
later.
It.
So
yeah.
he's like, I didn't know. I'm telling you now. So I'm like, and I'm 20. The kid I'm wrestling is 16. You know, parents signed the life away.
No.
And I was like, we got 30 seconds to figure this out. I was like, can you take a jackhammer? He's like, yeah. Well, he ended up breaking his wrist, so that didn't quite work out so well.
Damn. And he was only 16.
Yeah. And then I got injured like a week later, and that was the end of my career. So I reffed after that, but nothing.
Oh, okay. So you stayed in the business then a little bit.
A little bit, but
cool, man.
So we're gonna open up something nice and shiny as we do this, and you can feel free to open it up. So what we have is 2022 WWE Select. We have those available in the cart for $224.99. All right, and I got 4 of them left. And so while we're opening product, this is probably the
first.
Nice.
Wow. Look at these cards, bro. They're all silvered out.
Do you watch what's on TV now? Like I know some guys they kind of keep in the business and keep with the flow of the independence.
I watch Vince once in a while, especially now that Triple H took it over and Stephanie took it over. I've been watching it just to see.
I think that's big.
I want to see the difference. I watch AEW. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I enjoy that a little bit. You know what I mean? The more work out there, the more wrestling companies out there, is better for everybody. You know?
Absolutely.
It's better for me. It's better for all the guys. So
I feel like the independent scene kind of died when WWE bought out WCW. ECW got done, and then it was kind of like dry for like maybe what? Would you say 10 years is fair?
Yeah, I mean,
depending on where you live, obviously.
After they bought that stuff. Dude, I was so depressed because me and my partner were supposed to sign with WCW. We had a deal all set up, and I was so aggravated. I remember I just got a call from Don Morocco and King Curtis asking me if I want to, and Kevin Sullivan, because Mark Lewin, who was in the Taskmasters group that they had back in the day, was doing a hardcore championship wrestling in Australia. So I moved to Melbourne, Australia. I was there for between 9 to 10 months. I mean, I was going to move.
So you didn't buy a house.
Yeah. I was getting ready. I was really seriously thinking. I said that this is being great. I mean, we're bringing 13s in. We were pulling 13s. A lot of WWE guys were there with us. The Bruise Brothers, the Wild Samoans, the Headhunters. Nails was the champ. Hawk was with us. They put the belts on me and Anthony, and we ran with it. I mean, we did Good Morning Melbourne, Good Morning Sydney, Adelaide, Brisbane. We were on all the morning shows. We were doing commercials.
So instant mainstream attention right away.
Oh, we were. They gave us VIP cards for the casinos because we would do like press conferences there. And since we had the belts, man, those guys were just handing out VIP cards. And I just leave my hotel, walk about a block, and there's the casino, and I would walk in and have free dinner every night. That's how nice they were to us there.
So do you see a difference in the wrestlers, even the promoters. I know, touchy subject. I know.
Oh my God, dude! It's like this, man. I've seen some of these promoters, and they're the same, and they haven't changed, and they're not gonna change. You got to make sure you get paid. I mean, some of these guys, they think it's half-assed. They don't pay, and they think it's a joke. I mean, I don't care if the kid has a birthday or not. These cards are really awesome, guys. You got to check this out. Look at that.
So we got Becky Lynch there. So that's a red prism. Is that numbered?
Yeah.
Yep, 176 out of 249. So all these
cards are just so I'm coming out with a card and nothing like this. I mean, wow.
You have a trading card and an action figure coming out?
Yeah, I had I got a call last week. Reality Worldwide. They're coming out with action figures.
Carmella Relic?
The Pitbull action figures were never made. People actually made them.
I've seen customs.
A lot of customs, but now we're doing it. My partner did pass away, so I had a meeting with them, and they wanted to do an action figure, just me, but I really wanted to do the Pitbulls,
right?
Because he was a part of that, and my partner did. He had 2 kids, and I just told them let's do something where I can get the Bushwhacker, nice, and he autographed it. That is nice. And I figured, I want to get his kids some money, let him know who his dad was, and, stuff like that. So that's all, trying to take care of people,
Even afterwards, you two are still partners, and that's awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, he passed away in 2006, but he's still an original Pitbull no matter what. That can never be changed. There's a lot of UK guys here.
Yeah, there's actually been a lot of, I don't know how closely you follow Vince's product. So you got a Yo Gary going on here.
Hey, what's happening, brother?
So they're actually thinking of taking it just not to UK, but expanding it to all of Europe. But they actually had to shut it down in order to do that. So they're kind of doing like an invasion angle with the main stars of the UK coming over to regular NXT.
Okay.
And then they had to let everybody go. I'm assuming they're going to get rehires back once they establish the WWE NXT Europe a little bit better.
Well, I already noticed them bringing a bunch of people back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did know that. Here's a really cool something that's going to be odd because I don't know if she's coming back, but that's Sasha Banks.
The dirt sheets say she's already on internal and that they just were waiting for the tag team tournament to close up, and then they will make their return. So
I don't know if it was a work or they had a new contract signing issue. I'm not sure.
From my understanding, I guess this past few years, Vince has kind of changed a lot of things. He wanted some different perspectives, and honestly, those things that he was changing, I think, were some of the better parts of the business.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes ego and genius don't mix.
Yeah.
And I really think he was kind of tanking his own product, not realizing he was doing it because he was getting upset about things that were happening in the media,
in the office,
losing to AEW and certain demographics, and it became more important about business than product. And what happens is if you're always in wrestling going to have cycles, but your hardcore fans are always going to stick around.
Yes.
So if you upset the hardcore fans, then you're gonna hurt yourself in the future because the ones that don't stick are not gonna stick around.
Gotcha.
So I think Triple H is kind of. Oh, there's John Cena. I only see Booker T kind of floating in the air, but can you see him?
Yeah.
Can you see him? I can't see him.
Oh yeah, I can't see him.
Yeah, I can't see him. Oh, this is a big hit right here. This Drip will want to put this on their site. So 8 out of 25. The boss, Sasha Banks. This is definitely a money card here. So Sasha Banks tie-dye number to 25. I'm definitely gonna have to get that in top.
They're really
soon.
pushing Braun Breaker. Now this is isn't this Scott Steiner's Rick Steiner's son?
Yeah, Rick Steiner's son.
Yes. Okay. He's a big boy. Looks like
Yeah.
his dad.
Oh yeah.
Just like
looks
his dad.
very much like him.
Oh. Okay. All right. Look at The Rock. Still.
There we go.
The Rock.
Part of that crazy Samoan family.
Dwayne's the man.
So you got that. You got the action figures. I guess especially for the locals, you have any plans to come back to Jersey anytime soon?
I don't know. Lately, I've been having bad luck in New Jersey. There's just too many in competition companies that are running, and it seems to me that it's getting too out of hand. So
yeah, I see probably about, I don't know, maybe like 7 or 8 independent groups constantly advertising,
and they're working almost the same every weekend.
The same people and everything.
Like, I don't understand why they don't all come together and fill a place that holds 3,000 people. You know what I mean? Do like a 3-show, show. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you were a trainer at CZW,
I was a trainer at ECW.
Oh, at ECW, okay.
Yes. I could have went to Combat Zone. I mean, Zandig did ask me and my partner, but at the time, we just opened an ECW school right across the street from the arena.
Ah, okay.
So I've owned 3 professional wrestling schools. They were called the Animal House.
Nice.
I had 2 guys that owned the arena, Eli and Ernie, and these guys only charged me $1 a month for my school. I mean, why would I want to leave? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you could have gotten a scratch-off ticket and.
No, they were so cool. They were so that nice. They're like, Gary, you're taking kids off the street. I'm doing birthday parties.
That's awesome.
I'm teaching kids how to wrestle. I mean, I've trained this guys. I'm sure a lot of people know. Trent Ass is one of my boys. I
remember watching him when I was.
Right now, if he was alive, he could probably be on top, man. Right now, I trained Wife Beater. I trained the Backseat Boys. Billy
I remember
Rio.
them too when they feuded with the Haas brothers.
Yes. I've had many guys come to my schools and work out. I mean, I used to have 40, 50 guys at my school at the time because I remember I was working out of the arena. That's where ECW school was. The Pitbulls ran that school there with Todd Gordon in Philadelphia, then and with Johnny Cashmere. And then in New York, Taz and Perry Saturn would run the other ECW school out of New York.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to add, or?
No. I just want everybody to come out here. I really am. I'm so surprised about this show. It's amazing. You have customers in here right now.
Yeah. We have 8x10s available, so I put them in the drip shop here. It's $22.95, and that includes getting it shipped out to you. So if anybody's looking for an 8x10 photo of Gary Wolf, there's a few different ones to choose from. We got ECW. I like this one. This one's kind of like a
little barbed wire gimmick on that.
There we go.
And then here's another one, just a old school leather jacket, spikes, chain. The gimmick.
You were Pitbull Spike originally, right?
Yeah, actually, Don Morocco, the magnificent one, Don Morocco, he came up with our names. He called me Psychotic Spike. Anthony was called Rabid Rex.
Okay.
That was our first names.
Better than Zorus.
Yeah, and then what happened later was we went to ECW, and Paul was at the point where Paul's like, you know what, we're just going to call you the Pitbulls 1 and Pitbull 2, like the Executioners.
Okay.
And I was cool with that, and we had no problems with it,
All right.
So this is cool, And was he supposed to buy this?
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll take care of business with Dalton in a second, right? So, Dalton, we're good on that.
You coming over here, bro? He has to ask you something. I don't want problems. But.
So,
what's this?
All right. Yeah, I shut it off. So we got comp for the box.
What were we going to charge me?
$250.
$250.
Yeah.
Is that what you're supposed to give him?
He's
Dude, you gave me an hour's notice. I mean, I cleaned up the whole store. I put in like 2 hours worth of work. You saw me while you guys were here.
I've been in shops. They pay me to bring in guys. Like, I get a short-term notice.
You also get a month to promo it.
All right. Well,
you're gonna. So now,
listen. It's my birthday. I'm. If you can give me a few days, like some of the other guys, they gave me a few days. I don't.
This is what you're talking about.
I'm not trying to upset him. But I have to.
You don't learn the same lesson.
I still have. Listen, I got your. I have to get your bag. Do you want to get on the plane? They don't have more fucking customers. Call the cops.